They're going hot.
All right, guys, we're going to rock and roll on the program here in a matter of moments. Take a look at the screen for today's headlines. Like and share the show, viewers and listeners. Like and share the show, and we'll get rocking and rolling here in a matter of moments. Jude, I'm going to ask you which headline most intrigues you and why. By now, you guys know that Charlottesville has been snarled in traffic. Absolutely snarled in traffic. Do you have these questions? How does one damaged bridge, are we live on the group there, J-Dubs?
Not yet.
How does one damaged bridge impact traffic across Charlottesville and Albemarle County? I mean, the damaged bridge yesterday had traffic backed up onto Pantops. Mm-hmm. I have to ask this question. Who's to blame for this quality of life impact and these traffic jams? When do we start pointing the finger at local government for some of these development projects that have been approved? Development projects that are approved without infrastructure being in play. Who's been saying that and sounding that alarm? I've been sounding that alarm. Have you, Judah? You've been sounding that alarm. When do we start saying, hey, Board of Supervisors, hey, City Council, what are you doing approving these development projects without infrastructure in play? Why is that Ivy Bridge taking so long to build and improve and develop? Martha Friedman, welcome to the broadcast. I trust your judgment, Martha Friedman. Let us know what your thoughts are. Afton Scientific breaks ground on a $200 million facility. City schools are already letting the community know that they're going to need more than $100 million in the next 5 years for school renovations. We'll talk about that today, viewers and listeners. Like and share the show. Like and share the show. If you're watching the program, hammer that like button, just like Bill McChesney did. Rob Neal, welcome to the broadcast. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Are we live on the group, J-Dubs?
Let's see. Yep, going live.
We're live on the group? Fantastic, Judah. Which headline most intrigues you and why?
I mean, there's a lot here to be interested in. I'm curious what people think about the bridge. I mean, I believe that the purpose of the rebuild is in part to raise it a little higher so that hopefully something like this doesn't happen again. I'm not sure why this type of project, hadn't happened a long time ago.
I mean, driving from any part of the western part of Albemarle County into town, goodness gracious, what a nightmare. How about trying to get in and out of St. Anne's Belfield this morning? Who had the dubious distinction of doing school drop-off or pickup in the last 24 hours at St. Anne's Belfield? At Meriwether, at Murray, at Western, at Henley? Who just tried to go down Ivy Road? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about that on today's show. A lot of headlines we're going to cover. John Blair, welcome to the broadcast. Like and share the show, viewers and listeners. The Tuesday edition of the show is locked and loaded. Judah Wickhauer, we can rock and roll when you're ready. We're live on YouTube, Judah?
Yep.
Fantastic. Good work today. Great work. Great work. Great work. Let's rock and roll when you're ready.
Quiet on the set.
Did you get the graph, the map we can put on screen for this bridge?
I've gotta send it to myself.
Okay. Welcome to the I Love CVille show, guys. My name is Jerry Miller. Thank you for joining us on a Tuesday. Pleasure to connect with you, and boy, oh boy, have we had traffic jams in the last 24 hours in Charlottesville, in Albemarle County, and on almost every artery of traffic flow in and out of the epicenter of employment. Raise your hand if you've been stuck in traffic, snarled traffic, and been late to a meeting in some capacity today. Raise your hand if you're backdooring it through windy county roads to avoid the bypass, to avoid Pantops, to avoid Route 29 and key entry and exit points into our fine and fair city. Do you have these questions? Here are some of the questions I'm asking this morning. How does one damaged bridge impact quality of life to this significance? Here's another question I have. Who is to blame for this quality of life impact? Who is to blame for this lack of infrastructure? Who is to blame for greenlighting development in such significant capacity around our community that the infrastructure is not there to support it? Remember, the I Love CVille show, your water cooler for content and conversation in Charlottesville, Central Virginia, offered a tale of the tape for multifamily development that was all happening within 3 miles of each other in Charlottesville and Albemarle County. And that development, ladies and gentlemen, within spitting distance of said bridge. You have the Old Ivy residences, Graystar Real Estate Partners, an international out-of-market developer that is building 525 units on the 250 bypass and Old Ivy Road. Those units scheduled for delivery in early summer 2026. Don't forget the Verve, the developer behind the Verve, Subtext, a national out-of-market developer. They're doing 463 units on 100 Stadium Road next to Scott Stadium. How about the Bloom, ladies and gentlemen? Up-campus student living, a national out-of-market developer, is building 231 units next to Moe's Original Barbecue on Ivy Road. And how about what the University of Virginia is doing by the Darden School of Business? 218 units. All these projects, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. They total 1,437 luxury multifamily new units delivered, ladies and gentlemen, starting in the early parts of 2026. Did someone stamp and approve residential development, multifamily development, without considering infrastructure? Wow, who could that be? We'll talk about that on today's program. Do we send the nasty letters of anger, the nasty letters of, you caused me to be 3 hours late to our meeting this morning, to the people who rubber stamp out-of-market developers and encourage them to build luxury units? A lot we're going to cover on today's broadcast, including, ladies and gentlemen, City Public Schools, the school board for City Public Schools, letting us all know we're going to need more than $100 million. Was it Emily Dooley, the chairwoman of the Charlottesville City School Board, now on record saying, guys, we need Charlottesville residents and taxpayers to give us a blank check that's going to total more than $100 million because all our schools need massive renovation. Think about the timing of this ask of $100+ million of taxpayers in Charlottesville, a time where macro headwinds are significant, a time where micro headwinds are palpable. Sales tax collection down, real estate values down, meals tax down, lodging taxes down, foot traffic down, tourism down. $100 million, boy oh boy, City Council's got a problem on their hands. We'll talk about that today. A lot we're going to cover on the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. We remind you that tomorrow at 10:15 a.m., Jerry Hootie Ratcliffe, the Virginia Sports Hall of Famer, will join us in studio for a special edition of the Jerry and Jerry Show. Generally, it airs at 10:15 a.m. on Tuesday mornings. I had an important meeting today. I could not do the Jerry and Jerry Show this morning. We're moved it for this week alone to tomorrow, Wednesday at 10:15 a.m., where we're going to talk a Virginia football team that's ranked in the top 25, number 24 to be exact. A Virginia football team that's 4-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play, a team that travels on Saturday to face the Louisville Cardinal. The Cardinals, a 7.5-point favorite, nationally televised ball game for Tony Elliott. Back-to-back weeks. You see what happens when you win? You get the nationally televised slot. This time, ESPN2, 3:30 kickoff Saturday. Virginia football, ladies and gentlemen. A lot we're going to cover on the broadcast. A lot we're going to cover on the show, the Tuesday edition of the program, including, ladies and gentlemen, a reminder that Conan Owen, the CEO of Sir Speedy of Central Virginia, will join us in studio tomorrow for an interview where we're going to spotlight business development in and around our community. Who's closing their doors? Who's opening their doors? Conan Owen follows this storyline as closely as anyone. For example, he texted me over the weekend some behind-the-scenes photos, Conan Owen did, of a sports bar that's opening north of town. This bar, ladies and gentlemen, in Hollymead is called Fox Den. The owners of the sports bar Fox Den are part of the CVille Blues soccer family. And at this sports bar in Hollymead called Fox Den, there's going to be 10 by 15 TV rooms for watch parties where you can rent little couch areas with a private 72-inch television where you can control the remote. They also have a couple of mini outdoor soccer fields at Fox Den. So you can go and watch your football game of choice, your soccer game of choice, your golf tournament of choice in private 150 square foot sections of a sports bar where you, the viewer, and you, the patron, can control the content on the television. Goodness gracious, that sounds awesome. Fox Den. We'll talk about the business development news in the community with Conan Owen. And Judah, you gave him some love, right? You have a logo and you need an application for it. Signage, direct mail, lanyards, banners, wall decals, window decals. Conan Owen, Darden graduate, Sir Speedy of Central Virginia. Judah Wickower, studio camera. A lot we're going to cover, including Afton Scientific, a $200 million headquarters opening with the governor, Glenn Youngkin, in the house, with Winsome Earl Sears in the house. $200 million in Albemarle County. Goodness gracious. Jody Carbone, welcome to the broadcast. Janice Boyce-Trevelyan, welcome to the broadcast. Viewers and listeners, welcome to the show, including print, radio, and television on the broadcast. Judah Wickower, the headline that most intrigues you, my friend, and why?
Oh, I mean, the city just can't catch a break. This bridge, I don't know why we didn't see this coming. Think about the bridge. We've got more than one of these bridges. There's this one. There's the one over by the corner that's constantly getting hit. Fortunately, that one has never had this issue. But, yeah, it seems like this was just waiting to happen.
I'm going to say it once, and I'm going to say it again. Prioritizing development before you prioritize and emphasize infrastructure is a recipe for disaster, is a recipe for snarled traffic. It's a recipe, ladies and gentlemen, for what we are dealing with now. And activists in this community continue to ramrod residential development down our throats because the thinking and speculation is the stabilization of price points with the additional supply of housing stock. That does not materialize, and the impact you have is damaged bridge that causes traffic headaches for the entire region. This isn't the first time this section of our community has been throttled. Remember the truck that was carrying the materials, the big tractor trailer that was trying to make the hard right turn at the Bel Air gas station?
Basically a U-turn.
Basically a U-turn on a tractor trailer. I believe was it steel beams? It was carrying some kind of building supplies.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Across from the Tony prestigious Bel Air neighborhood, next to one of my favorite gas stations and delis, the Sutton's Bel Air gas station and sandwich shop. This crazy truck driver decides to make a U-turn carrying materials scheduled and slated for the Graystar project on the 250 bypass and Old Ivy Road, where a global international real estate developer and magnate is trying to bring 425 units to market, all for rent, not for own.
Yeah.
This tractor trailer turns over as if it was a top, spinning and losing momentum, tilts on its side. Materials come crashing to the Albemarle County and city of Charlottesville soil. People, hands in the air, horns ablazing, Mercedes, Porsches, BMWs, Escalades, Teslas, Priuses, Subarus, bumper to bumper, soccer moms, businessmen, pedal enthusiasts, squash enthusiasts, golfers, the average Joes and Jennifers blaring their horns saying, "Why is that truck trying to make that turn next to Bel Air?" You think we would have learned our lesson. Now we find ourselves in a situation much worse. And I'm going to ask the question, who's to blame? How does one damaged bridge impact a 300,000 person region like it did today? I had a meeting this morning at 8:45 downtown, important meeting. One of the key players in this meeting, 35 minutes late to the meeting. 35 minutes late to the meeting because he was stuck in this snarled traffic, this cornucopia of crap. Do we start pointing the fingers at elected officials who approve residential development before prioritizing infrastructure? Case in point number 2, this one. Or do we just say, you know what? All shucks, that's going to happen. You want to touch on that?
I mean, if we're going to lay blame, we've got to lay blame all the way, how far back do you want to go? We've known that this bridge is potentially a problem, and nobody's done anything about it before.
John Blair, I hope, if you're watching, I hope you can recount the history again with Albemarle County and its Board of Supervisors and prioritizing the development with Graystar before prioritizing the bridge and its improvement. If memory serves correct, John, you helped us understand the picture and the decision-making the Board of Supervisors considered or stamped with this Graystar project before they prioritize that bridge project. If you can do us the kind favor of painting the flip book of what the Albemarle County Board of Supervisors did again in the comment section of LinkedIn, that would mean the absolute world to me, please. I would like to highlight Charlottesville Sanitary Supply, one of the key partners of our show, 61 consecutive years in business. John Vermillion and Andrew Vermillion are 5 generations strong in Albemarle County. The Vermillion family, 5 generations strong in Albemarle County. Their family business, Charlottesville Sanitary Supply, is 3 generations strong. They're located on High Street and online at Charlottesville Sanitary Supply, where they have free delivery in market, same-day delivery. Amazon can't give you that. Walmart can't give you that. Charlottesville Sanitary Supply can give you that. They have a mechanic on site to fix your vacuums, a mechanic on site to fix your pool robots for your swimming pools, cleaning your pools, and they have lab techs that understand water and keeping it healthy like no one else does. Mm-hmm. Charlottesville Sanitary Supply. Ladies and gentlemen, they do it right. Comments coming in quickly. Jason Noble, his photo on screen. He says, there's obviously nuance here, but yeah, the Charlottesville-Albemarle government's inability to manage money is largely to blame. Spencer Pushard, little tongue-in-cheek joke from one of the best audio-visual guys in the market, Spencer Pushard. Who needs a Western bypass anyway? Gloria Gibbs says, our local government will say, we do what we want, no matter what you say. William McChesney says, that accident next to Bel Air and the deli, when the truck tipped over, they were carrying prefab panels. Bob Yarborough, Kevin Quick, Sherry Wilcombe, welcome to the broadcast. Viewers and listeners, let us know your thoughts. Put them in the feed and I will relay them live on air. The Fixer sends this text message. Jerry, when you get to city schools asking for $100 million, he says, that's not by accident or coincidence. For the past 2 or 3 years, the General Assembly has passed a bill that would allow localities to have a referendum on whether or not to approve a 1-cent sales tax on every purchase. This revenue would go exclusively to school construction. Youngkin has vetoed the bill each year. Next year will be different, and the school board might be priming the pump for the referendum that will be on the ballot next year. Also, Albemarle County Public Schools just mentioned the need for a new high school north of town. They are doing the same. Jim Hingley, who watches and listens to this program, brings this up often. Youngkin, on multiple occasions, has kept a referendum, and basically what that means is would be a decision up to voters in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Do you want to add another 1 cent on the sales tax for every purchase, knowing that 1 cent would be allocated to capital improvement projects for public schools? And the thinking is that schools and education is a bipartisan issue, that it is a cross-aisle issue.
Right.
Youngkin has kept that referendum from materializing at ballot local level here in Charlottesville and Albemarle County. Mm-hmm. The Fixer says you got the school board in Albemarle County and the city of Charlottesville that are positioning themselves, ladies and gentlemen, for needing that money. The politics of helping a referendum materialize once Youngkin is out.
Spanberger comes in.
And Spanberger, the Democrat, comes in. I will say this, if you're following budget talk in Charlottesville, we are the only platform that's talking about the headwinds locally. Sales tax down, tourism dollars down, lodging taxes down, foot traffic on the downtown mall down, meals tax down. Did I say sales tax down? Real estate values down. Did I say meals tax down? Did I say foot traffic down? You get my drift. Now the school board, when it rains, it pours. Often how it happens in life is saying, in Charlottesville, we need $100+ million over the next 5 years. And they happen to be talking about needing $100+ million to renovate all their schools because they say local government, all they've been doing is Band-Aid fixes at the schools.
Yeah, whatever they could complete over the summer.
Whatever they can do in a summer period is not enough, and now we need more than $100 million of your money, taxpayers, to fix what is clearly a problem. You know what really gets me thinking? And you got the right lower third on screen, right? What clearly gets me thinking is this is the same school system that was trying to get the Federal Executive Institute. Mm-hmm. So 45 days ago, the same school board, the same superintendent are chomping at the bit to get the Federal Executive Institute, and they're angry and they're pissed and they're just downright frustrated that the University of Virginia ended up getting picked by the Trump administration for the Federal Executive Institute instead of Charlottesville Public Schools. Well, now 45 days later, that same school system and that same school board are saying, we need $100 million of your money to fix all the schools because all we've been doing is Band-Aid renovations. Imagine what would have happened if they had gotten the Federal Executive Institute.
Mm-hmm. They are getting Oaklawn.
Oaklawn on Cherry.
How much is that?
CVille. University of Virginia is giving it to them as kind of like an olive branch, basically saying, look, Trump gave us Federal Executive Institute. It caused egg on the face for UVA. We really didn't have any say, but we're going to extend this olive branch and give you Oaklawn and Fifeville. We were going to do childcare there for our UVA professors, but now since we had the Federal Executive Institute, we have one of the primo properties. We'll give you Oaklawn. Here's a word of advice and a word of caution for Charlottesville government and the public school system in particular. Please, dear God, stop taking acreage, real estate holdings, and infrastructure that needs millions of dollars of upkeep every year. Please, dear God, stop doing that. You're doing this at a time where the Weldon Cooper Center, the folks that do the data and the stats and do the projections, are saying the population of public schools in Charlottesville is going to drop in the city, going to drop in Albemarle County. Saying by the year 2050, Judah, by the year 2050, population of students in public schools in the city of Charlottesville and Albemarle County is going to go considerably lower than it is now.
Have they taken into account stuff like AstraZeneca and Eli Lilly? And
J-Dubs, you want to know what AstraZeneca and Eli Lilly and who's the biotech now on Albemarle County that we're talking about today? Afton Scientific. And you know what Northrop Grumman and the Paul Manning Biotech Institute, you know the kids that come from these households?
You say they're not going to be going to public schools.
Where are they going to be going, J-Dubs?
Private schools is, I guess, what you're implying.
Where's the enrollment uptick in J-Dubs?
Same.
Enrollment's upticking at the private schools locally. Enrollment's downticking at the public schools. Guess what happens when activist Diana Bryant wins a spot on the school board? What do you think's going to happen when Diana Bryant wins a spot on the Charlottesville School Board this November, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think some of these parents are going to do that were on the cusp already about pulling their kid out, saying, goodness gracious, they don't want metal detectors to keep our kids safe. Goodness gracious, last year before Thanksgiving, about this time last year, they had all the teachers at Charlottesville High School, not all of them, many of the teachers at Charlottesville High School do a coordinated sick out, and they couldn't even run the school. They had Roman brawls of students roaming the hallways and just brawling, beefing. They had a principal so stressed from being the principal of the school, he quit halfway through the first semester, citing mental health concerns. They needed the 2024 version last year of Morgan Freeman and Lean On Me, the 2024 version last year of Michelle Pfeiffer from Dangerous Minds to go into Charlottesville High School, Mr. Leatherwood, the interim principal, and clean up the hallways and the classrooms. And still, the Gillikin gang is demanding that there's no metal detectors at the front of the hallways and at the entry points of the schools, despite the metal detectors being at the sporting events. Goodness gracious. Wackadoo world. Wackadoo world, Judah. Wackadoo world. Wackadoo world. Who's to blame? Conversation for your cocktail and charcuterie party this weekend. Who is to blame, viewers and listeners, for this? One damaged bridge creates at least one day, and it's going to be many days, if not a week or longer, of traffic snarl around an entire region. Do we put the accountability strictly on the hit and run truck driver? Or does the accountability start trickling over to government, who's approving all this development around town, where these tractor trailers are driving everywhere trying to build what we know, ladies and gentlemen, is 1,437 luxury residential units within spitting distance of where this bridge was damaged, within spitting distance of where a tractor trailer a couple months ago spilled over and snarled traffic in the same corridor. Do you think the out-of-market developers Graystar, the out-of-market developers Subtext, the out-of-market developers Up-Campus Student Living, and the in-market developer, the University of Virginia, do you think they care about banging a bridge with a tractor and the damage it's going to do to a region for a week or longer? Maybe the University of Virginia developer does. Graystar doesn't. Up-Campus Development doesn't. Subtext doesn't. Come on now. This looks like, to me, a little bit of poor What's the word I'm looking for?
Foresight?
I was going to say governance. You're a nicer person than me. You're a nicer person than me. Viewers and listeners, let us know your thoughts. Janice Boyce Trevelyan says, $100 million for the school remodeling. How much did they spend on renaming the schools from JBT? Jody Carbone. Jody, is this the first time you've ever commented on the show, Jody? I'm going to send you a friend request. I believe this is the first time Jody Carbone's ever commented on the show. She says, roads, bridges, parking. Oh, pshaw. How does that bring more tax revenue into the city or county? You're dreaming. We need none of that. Sarcasm, sarcasm. This place is a cesspool of urban planning dropouts. Jody Carbone. Jody, is that the first time you ever commented on the show?
Ouch.
A cesspool of urban planning dropouts. Wow. I'm gonna write a comment to Jody in the middle of the program. Jody, comma. Thank you for your comment, period. Is this your first comment ever on the show? Question mark. Welcome to the family. Exclamation point. Comments coming in quicker than I can cover. Martha Friedman. My thoughts are I sat in my car for an hour and a half before I could get out. I got home at 8 p.m. last night, Martha Freeman.
Oh, man.
She says, you have to love UVA employee parking. How many of y'all sat in your car for hours yesterday? The only reason we backdoored it. And I'll tell you what, old Garth Road, coming that way, it was bananas today because everyone had figured it out.
Yeah.
William says, McChesney, Albemarle also has a plan to move the school bus facility from Lambs Road to Berkmar Extended. Jason Noble says, I hope Gillikin is massively inconvenienced by the bridge debacle.
Why is that?
Because the Gillikin gang is leading the residential development.
Oh, that's fair.
Prioritizing residential development before infrastructure priority.
Yeah.
Jason Noble says, boy, oh boy, I like Jody. Anything you want to add to this, Judah Wickower? Vanessa Parkhill, Olivia Branch, welcome to the broadcast. Philip Dow, welcome to the broadcast.
I think it should be noted that they have been rehabilitating the bridge since February.
Oh, I got the comment from John Blair. I can't wait to get to this comment.
Nice.
Go ahead, Judah.
I just said it should be noted that they have been rehabilitating the bridge since February, which includes raising the bridge, which may have helped.
Anything else you want to add?
No, go ahead.
John Blair's photo on screen. John Blair, number 2 in the family. Number 1 in the family is out of the country right now. Number 2 in the family, John Blair, Jerry. He also addresses this to the fixer who sent the comment. What John's going to offer is the flip side of the argument to the referendum. Mm-hmm. The flip side of the argument to the referendum.
Yeah.
A gentleman by the name of Jim Hingley, who I respect tremendously. Jim, if you're watching today, in real time, or if you listen or watch in post time, I know you're a busy man. We're about to offer, and you already know this, the flip side of the argument to the referendum. Mr. Hingley's pro-referendum. The fixer's pro-referendum, it sounds like. Here's the opposite side. Jerry, the threat of the 1-cent sales tax increase in Charlottesville is the doom loop. Tax collections are already down. If the referendum passes, then the school board will start to contract for projects.
Yeah.
But if the sales tax goes up and that accelerates the decline in business activity, watch out. If the projected 1-cent sales tax revenue does not materialize as expected, and the projects have already began, then the city council will have to raise real estate taxes to make up for the gap created by the sales tax. That's a true doom loop.
Yeah.
Break down what he's saying, Judah Wickower. Break it down for the viewers and listeners.
He's saying if they essentially bake all of this, if they bake the 1 cent raise in sales tax into their future projections of what they're going to spend, and then say Spanberger doesn't manage to get the referendum passed, or by some miracle, Winsome Earl Jones gets the seat and does the same thing that Youngkin did in preventing it from passing, then localities will have to try to find a way to make up that money that they've baked into their projections, and that's going to have to come from rooftops. There's also the consideration that if they do start raising taxes, even if it is just on sales tax, if that affects overall buying and spending in Charlottesville and Albemarle and the area, you could end up with, as we've seen, a decline in taxes coming in, despite the fact that you've raised taxes. So you either end up flat or falling again.
Here's what it basically means, succinctly and in a nutshell. Spanberger wins. Referendum. Charlottesville voters, do you want to raise the sales tax 1 cent, knowing that 1 cent will be earmarked for capital improvement projects with schools? Vote yes or no. Charlottesville, because it's not the best at governance, once that referendum hits the market or hits the news cycle, the school board and city hall will start green-lighting projects, capital improvement, because they're going to assume this referendum will materialize, and they're going to assume that voters overwhelmingly want taxes to go up, because schools are seen as a nonpartisan, bipartisan voting issue. Mm-hmm. The reality is most households are struggling to pay their bills. Groceries, utilities, mortgage, rent, gas, credit cards, everything going up. And we're about to tell you a story where the CEO of Walmart, get ready and giddy up for this, the CEO of Walmart, ladies and gentlemen, goodness gracious, his name is Doug McMillon. He's on record saying, with Walmart, with my company, what is Walmart, a Fortune 10, a Fortune 20 company, right?
Most likely.
Certainly Fortune 50, right? Walmart is literally battling Amazon. Walmart's not a retail play anymore. Walmart's a tech play. And the CEO of Walmart literally is saying this, quote, it's very clear that artificial intelligence is going to change literally every job. Maybe there's a job in the world that artificial intelligence will not change, but I have not thought of it yet.
He hasn't thought very hard, to be
He
fair.
also says, Judah, you're on the wrong side of this fight.
What are you
Doug
talking
McMillon
about?
also says, listen, at Walmart, we're not hiring any more people. And we're telling the people that currently are working for us, you better figure out another job if you want to keep working here and getting paid. This is the CEO of Walmart telling the world that Walmart is not going to hire any more people. And for those that are currently on the Walmart payroll, you better figure out something else besides what you're currently doing if you want to keep getting paid by Walmart. Exact words, ladies and gentlemen. The CEO of Walmart. This is a guy that sells widgets on shelves and has people posted up at the front of stores to make sure theft does not happen. Has people running credit cards at cash registers, stocking shelves, unloading trucks, that is now pivoting his model altogether to try to fight and compete with Amazon. You know what the future of Walmart is? What do you think the future of Walmart is, Judah Wickower?
Shipping.
What is the future of Walmart, Judah Wickower? Break down the future of the Walmart business model in 60 seconds.
I mean, they're already doing it. It's
60 seconds.
Online sales.
The future of Walmart is not 200,000 square foot stores that are a crap load of money and overhead. The future of Walmart is a seamless, frictionless, app on your phone where you can buy anything that you ever wanted and you have it delivered to your doorstep in less than an hour. They're going to say, this storefront that costs hundreds of millions of dollars of every year to run because of labor, utility costs, insurance, overhead, everything, we're going to shut these Class A facilities down. We're then going to pivot to head hubs, shipping hubs, that are strategically positioned places in Class C or Class D environments, not Class A, but Class C and Class D. These shipping hubs are going to be warehouses, and we're going to have robots and machines take stuff from our shipping hubs in Class C and Class D environments and mail them to people and have them delivered within an hour through a frictionless, seamless point of sale experience on their phones. That's the future of Walmart in 60 seconds or less. Now, what this guy doesn't realize, that if he makes Walmart an artificial intelligence and tech play that utilizes 1 hour delivery, 2 hour delivery, same day delivery, he's going to basically take all these jobs, improve his balance sheet, his profit and loss statement, maybe his share price. But if all these people lose their effing job, then what is America going to have from a disposable income to buy the goods that are on the Walmart app? If it truly becomes a world that's seamless and frictionless, where it's everything ordered on our phone and delivered day of, and all the people that were previously working for Walmart and previously working for Target and currently working at Amazon right now, because remember, the Amazon folks, they're probably going to get replaced by AI and robots too. You're already seeing us delivering stuff to people's houses. And all these folks don't have jobs. How are they going to have the disposable income to order the widgets on the apps? Mm-hmm. What's the saying? The saying is it cut our nose to spite our face?
Yeah.
Cut our nose to spite our face. Let's improve our balance sheet and our P&L and our stock price today. But we're doing it at the damning impact. The damning impact of the world tomorrow. Damning impact. Mm-hmm. Carly Wagner, her photo on screen. And she says, and schools have recently been turned into a partisan issue, not necessarily a bipartisan issue. That is true. Schools are very less bipartisan than they used to be. That's the Terry McAuliffe effect. That's the Terry McAuliffe effect. That's
we saw it in the last election for school board.
That's the woke curriculum effect. That's the LGBTQ impact in schools. That's the radicalization of curriculum and education. At one time, when I was growing up, you went to a school, you got there on time, you got home on time, you were safe during the school day, and you learned your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s, and you did it in a way where your crush, Jessica Pasco, you tried not to embarrass yourself in front of her. Now it's political landmines left and right, all over the place. Carly Wagner says, believe it or not, there are still vast areas in Albemarle County where there is no DoorDash, Walmart delivery, Domino's, Target, and Walmart pickup orders are our go-tos. She says, it will come down who has the best app and pickup experience. I much prefer Target to Walmart 100% because the app is easier and I guess uses better AI to show me what I need and I want. That's an algorithm. You're 100% right, as you know. Jim Hingley is watching the program. He says, I've not expressed support for a sales tax increase. Okay, I'll make a correction. He has positioned the referendum on my radar and the fact that Glenn Youngkin has not allowed the referendum to materialize in Charlottesville. So Mr. Hingley does say this, and he knows I have tremendous respect for him. I have not expressed support for a sales tax increase, he texts. What I do support is taxpayers having a choice, Jerry, on the sales tax. Youngkin's vetoes prevent local choice, which seems contrary to Republicans' policy to give power to voters at the local level when it comes to public schools, especially when there are Republican-controlled localities who have been given the power to add a penny to sales tax through a referendum. I respect that. Mr. Hingley saying this, allow it to be
Just let us choose.
Allow democracy to happen. That's what Jim's saying right there, right? Mm-hmm. Allow democracy to happen. Thank you, Jim Hinchley. Love when you watch the program, sir. Sincerely mean that. Wild times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jody Carbone. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family, sir. I believe it is your first comment on the program. He just accepted my friend request. Thank you, Jody Carbone. Welcome to the family, sir. Pleasure to have you in the water cooler of content and conversation. It's 117, Judah Wickower. What else is on the docket today? Afton Scientific?
Yep.
You want to put that lower third on screen? Give us a little Afton Scientific. Who, what, when, where, why?
Afton Scientific is kind of the end point for a lot of the medical stuff that we are talking about, and they are building a facility that is essentially going to take everything that comes out of places like AstraZeneca and the Biotech Institute and basically put it in bottles, label it, and send it out to you and me. Their new facility is expected to create 200 new jobs. It's a $200 million facility, 285,000 square foot sterile injectable manufacturing facility.
What the hell is that? I have serious props to Afton Scientific. I'm not heckling you in any capacity. I'm not throwing shade. $200 million into Albemarle County is going to get the governor and a wannabe governor showing up, and that's what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
Winsome Earl Sears and Glenn Youngkin show up at the same time. Winsome Earl Sears trying to ride the coattails of Glenn Youngkin. I found it intriguing that John Reed, the embattled lieutenant governor, is doing a meet and greet with the Jefferson Council in the very near future to gain platform and voting notoriety.
Interesting.
John Reed, still relentlessly peppered with requests for John Reed to come on the I Love CVille network. Daily basis, the platform, the campaign is going after me. I mean, goodness gracious, it's getting a little bit of aggressive. Afton Scientific, $200+ million.
Yep.
Okay, when it really comes down to it, I say this to a lot of people. When it really comes down to it, I'm not really that smart of a person. I'm not really that smart of a person. I do 3 or 4 things exceptionally well at like a top 1% production clip in this region, if not further. 3 or 4 things exceptionally well that maybe a handful of people on one hand could also do. Outside of that, I'm not that smart of a person. Walk me through again what Afton Scientific is doing with injections and erections.
I'm not sure I'd said all of that, but they broke ground on a facility that's coming to the Avon Court campus, and this is, let's see, to put it in his own words, they put the label on
it's injections and erections.
I'm not sure where you're getting erections from.
Okay, fine, go ahead.
They put the label on the medicine that goes to the consumer, that goes to the patient. It's all going to filter into the facility where they put it in a vial, in a syringe, label it, and give it to the patient.
Okay, so maybe it's not an erection.
Sterile, injectable manufacturing.
We love you, Afton Scientific. We love you. New jobs, new headquarters, flag waiver for our community. We love you, Afton Scientific.
Yep.
Oh, man. It's a wild time we live in.
Injections and erections.
That's what someone's tagline waiting to happen.
Yep.
Injections and erections. Someone's company name.
I don't want to read that article.
It's someone's company name. Injections and erections.
Oh.
It's a tagline for a company. Someone should trademark that now. Like when we came up with the "Who's Got Your Back" tagline for Dr. Wagner, he'll give us credit for that. We came up with that. That was in a radio studio when I'm like, your tagline should be, "Who's got your back?" And it became one of the most noteworthy taglines out there. I mean, think about how wild a world we're in right now locally. This puts it in. I'm gonna put how wild our world is in for it. Ready? A hit-and-run tractor-trailer driver clips a bridge, and that bridge damage throttles traffic for a 300,000 person region for at least 24 hours and likely a week or more, significantly impacting the most expensive private school from an entry and exit standpoint, before school and after school, where they are spending hours just dropping their kids off. All that's happening while Afton Scientific is just, was it a ribbon cutting for a $200 million facility in Albemarle County? Mm-hmm. All that's happening while AstraZeneca is going to spend billions of dollars in Albemarle County for a headquarters. Billion. How much?
AstraZeneca is building a $2 billion.
Oh, we have an actual number now?
Well, according to this article, AstraZeneca is building a $2 billion advanced drug manufacturing site in the county, and Eli Lilly is building a $5 billion facility.
Oh, we have a numerical number now. That's new news. AstraZeneca is $2 billion in Albemarle County.
That's what this article is saying.
There we go. I learned something from you on the show today. I learned something today from you. $2 billion is the number for publicly traded AstraZeneca.
That's what they're saying.
Seduced and romanticized and recruited to the Albemarle County area by the head of the Paul Manning Biotech Institute, guy who was formerly the senior vice president at AstraZeneca, that's now the executive director of the Fontaine Biotech Institute, an institute that was underwritten in large part by billionaire Paul Manning.
Yeah.
So at the same time, we got this wild world, where we have a bridge getting damaged that shuts down a 300,000 person region. A hit and run tractor trailer driver clips a bridge, does not stop for the police report, damages the bridge so badly that for probably a week or more, VDOT's already saying we don't know how long it's going to take till we can fix it.
Yeah.
This is happening in a world where a publicly traded company is building a $2 billion facility in the same county, where a $200 million facility is being built, where a biotech school that's going to be the Silicon Valley of biotechnology in Charlottesville is being built, where the data science school, the Silicon Valley of data science, is being built. It's all happening within spitting distance of each other. So a tractor trailer can clip a bridge and screw the community, all within spitting distance of hundreds of billions of dollars of commerce and development and technology and innovation are transpiring. What a wild time to be alive. What a wild time to be alive. Carly Wagner says, would that tagline be for like a medical spa for men, Botox injections and other things for the second part? I don't know. Injections and erections is a fantastic tagline.
I.e.
Oh, man, wild times. You did a pretty good job today on the show.
Thank you.
You too. You too, Judah. You did a good job, too.
Oy vey.
I feel proud of today's show. Feel proud of today's show. We'll give some love to Oak Valley Custom Hardscapes, Judah. Oak Valley Custom Hardscapes, ladies and gentlemen, is who you call for anything hardscape related. Oak Valley Custom Hardscapes, ladies and gentlemen. Online at oakvalleylh.com. Oak Valley Custom Hardscapes will help your hardscape vision become a reality. Any landscape and purpose, no matter how complex your hardscape installation may be, the team at Oak Valley Custom Hardscapes can deliver a beautiful custom outdoor living space for you to enjoy. They have a fabulous, if I do say so myself, new office on the downtown mall that is absolutely spectacular. That's the program. This is the I Love CVille show. And speaking of office space, if you need it, there's one person you call, and it's us. More office at our disposal than anyone locally in this region. DM, call, text, email, whatever it may be. Office space from $400 a month north of $10,000 a month. Judah Wickhauer, studio camera. Look at our studio. Studio looks good, doesn't it?
Does look pretty good.
This show archived wherever you get your content. For Judah Wickower, my name is Jerry Miller, and this is the water cooler of content and conversation in Charlottesville and Central Virginia. It's called the I Love CVille Show.